coming up on Focal Point, a scene that no one ever expected. Former MSU President Luanna K. Simon arraigned in court for lying to police.
The road behind me is just a week old. It connects the MSU campus to the city of East Lansing. Coming up on Focal Point, we'll tell you more about it.
Coming up on Focal Point, I'm going to tell you what local Lansing businesses and eBay have in common.
And GM announces a major restructuring that will affect Michiganders and beyond. Focal Point starts now. Welcome to Focal Point. This morning, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake hit Anchorage, Alaska, triggering a tsunami warning. That story is still developing right now. Good evening, I'm Shelby Sacco.
And I'm Andrew Burkle. Anchorage is home to almost 300,000 people and is the largest city in Alaska. The Anchorage Police Department say that there is widespread infrastructure damage to homes, bridges, and roads. The tsunami warning was lifted an hour later once they realized the threat was over. No deaths have been reported as of now. White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders says that they are praying for the safety of all Alaskans.
A major announcement for the state of Michigan this week. GM is planning to end production at 5 car plants in North America, 2 in Michigan and 1 in Ontario, Ohio, and Maryland. Ultimately, 14,000 people will be out of work. President Trump weighed in and said he talked to GM's CEO, Mary Barra.
Well, we don't like it. I believe they'll be opening up something else, and I was very tough. I spoke with her when I heard they were closing. And I said, you know, this country's done a lot for General Motors. You better get back in there soon.
And with the closure of the plants, GM plans to produce more modern cars. Focal Point's Kendall Ashman has more on the future of the Big Three company.
That's right, Andrew. America has a new taste in vehicles. If you look around on the roadways, SUVs and trucks are the hot commodities. GM is discontinuing 6 vehicles and reinvesting $6 billion in autonomous cars. Believe it or not, these self-driving cars will be here much sooner than we know. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to test drive one, but I did get to see what one looks like. Check it out. It's hard to believe.
Whenever you want to drive, you want to be able to predict the future.
Professor Xiaoming Liu is working behind the scenes on autonomous self-driving cars.
This is pretty much 100% of what we do.
GM announced on Monday they are reinvesting $6 billion in self-driving electric cars into America's future.
Because I think that's going to be a revolution for how people drive, how people be sort of traveling.
So what will these self-driving cars even look like? Do I need a driver's license, or do I even need to sit in the driver's seat? Or can I sit back and relax and watch a movie? Or will there even be a need for a steering wheel? All of these questions can be answered across the railroad track south of Michigan State's campus, where engineering students are driving us into the future.
The car operates off of one high-powered computer, which we have in the back of the vehicle. We have a network of sensors around the vehicle.
Jason Merlot and his team works hands-on the vehicles with GM, an invention that will allow people to be hands-off in just a decade.
GM donated the vehicle, and they're also one of the headlining sponsors of the competition.
MSU was one of 8 teams across the country, all tasked with the same mission.
The challenge was to make this vehicle fully autonomous.
Far from simple. And after over 100 years of driving, we will no longer be in control.
People are just going to have to acclimate to this idea that there is a machine that can drive, and if done right, can do it better than you can.
And for Professor Liu, who has 2 kids at home, he's open to the idea.
I think if I understand, how that is designed, I know this is trustworthy. Yes, I will be willing to buy, certainly, for sure.
So this is our future. A future still behind closed doors, waiting to hit the roads. The Canvas engineering team working on the autonomous cars will be competing with 8 other teams in Ann Arbor next June. It's a mock-up city filled with traffic lights, deer, pedestrians, and railroad crossings. That's all I have for you guys.
Former MSU President Luanna K. Simon appeared in court Monday, facing charges related to the Larry Nassar scandal. She resigned in January following Nassar's sentencing, but new details continue to emerge. Simon was arraigned on Monday on charges of lying to the police. She has said numerous times that she did not know of any reports made against Nassar until 2016. But evidence from the Attorney General's office proves that Simon met with the head of MSU's Title IX to discuss a complaint made against the former doctor. She is currently charged with 2 felonies and 2 misdemeanors and could get up to 4 years in prison if convicted. This is yet another development in a story that has surrounded Michigan State for over a year. Focal Point's Michael Epps takes us inside the MSU community for a reaction.
Feels good to just come out here and blow off some steam for an hour. I think that it has kind of fallen into the shadows a little bit after the sentencing of Larry Nassar. Yeah, you're not bowling at 200 today. They want her and the whole thing to just disappear, and that it shouldn't happen like that. You can't just make stuff like this disappear. It's gonna create a stigma around your university.
Here you go, Mary.
Thank you so much.
So I'm an associate attorney.
Nice, John.
So we represent 111 of the survivors of Larry Nassar.
Or do you want me to just write it down? Yeah, with his address too, please.
Lying to the police is a problem. You're either trying to help fix the problem or you're trying to hide something. And the charges against President Simon look like she might be trying to hide something. Her current charges stem from her being dishonest in saying that she wasn't aware that Larry Nassar had been accused of any wrongdoing until 2016. The Attorney General's office has said, no, that's not the case. We know that you were informed back in 2014.
Oh, that's horrible. Like, she should have, like, gone after anybody that was involved instead of trying to cover it.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
I think she should go to prison. And then, like I say, that's, if you know something of that magnitude and you're not doing anything about it and you're covering it up, you're as guilty. Like I say, if something like that happened to my kid, I have no idea what I will do, but I will try to find justice for my kid.
A hearing is scheduled for December 18th to determine when the preliminary hearing will be. The former president was ordered to give up her passport.
An MSU assistant professor is claiming she has been sexually harassed. In her blog this week, Joy Lisi Rankin wrote that she is accusing her associate dean in the Lyme Briggs College of making unwanted sexual advances and inappropriate comments around her on an ongoing basis. Students are showing their support by putting a sign on her door that says, "We stand with, believe, and support you, Dr. Rankin." Rankin says she filed 2 complaints with the Office of Institutional Equity, but the OIE has dismissed the claims.
But as a woman, I understand what it's like to not be supported or to be a victim of sexual assault, to not have anybody believe you. So I get where she's coming from.
I just feel like when you work somewhere, you should feel comfortable going to the people above you to take care of situations that are bothering you.
In her blog post, she says that the system has failed and she's firing MSU. She recently vacated her office.
Former Michigan State football coach and athletic director George Perlis has resigned from the MSU Board of Trustees effective immediately. In his resignation letter, Perlis cited health issues and his battle with Parkinson's disease as the reason for stepping down. According to board chairman Brian Breslin, the vacancy will be filled by Governor Rick Snyder. Whoever Snyder appoints as a new trustee will serve for the rest of Perlis's term, which expires in 2023. Earlier this year, Perlis was implicated in the Larry Nassar scandal when a former MSU athlete accused him of covering up for Nassar nearly 27 years ago.
Election season is over, and politicians are settling into their positions. Deja Green has a story of how one MSU trustee is settling into hers.
In the MSU Union, it's not unusual to see students studying or enjoying a cup of coffee. Something you might not see.
Buckeye Blitz ice cream is my favorite.
One of MSU's newest trustees. It's been almost a decade since Kelly Tebay walked around campus buildings, but she's back now and her role has changed. Her goal is to rebuild MSU after the Larry Nassar fallout.
I'm expecting change.
This isn't a short fix, this is a long-term problem.
A problem she's ready to work diligently on.
We made a mistake. We're going to try to fix it.
More accountability, and I think it's reasonable to expect that, especially after what happened too.
This week, Luana K. Simon was charged with lying to the police about the Nassar scandal. It's exactly what Tebay wants to work on: transparency.
I want to go around the campus and listen. I'm not going to necessarily cocoon myself into the board, but really kind of blossom outside into the university.
This is T-Bay's new work home, the Hannon Administration building, and she wants everyone to know that her first order of business will be taking care of the Larry Nassar survivors.
And knowing that they're still in crisis mode and we need to make sure that we're protecting them.
Kelly wants students to know that she is all about her word.
And that if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I'm hoping that they will see from day one that I'm different.
Something that students would love to see.
So there needs to be a source of open communication between them and us.
She doesn't expect the change to come overnight, but thanks with 2 new trustees, the culture here will be headed back in the right direction. Emmy Slanting, Deja Green, Focal Point News.
T-Bay won't be officially sworn in until January 2019 as a trustee, but her work has already begun. The search for the next MSU president is in its 5th month, and the university says it wants it to be totally transparent. But in a recent email to faculty and students, the search committee says the ongoing search will be confidential because most of the top candidates don't want their name out in the public at this point in the process. The committee is starting to accept nominations, but only search members will be able to access the information about the candidates.
Today, President Trump signed a new agreement with Mexico and Canada to replace the controversial agreement NAFTA. The new agreement will be called the USMCA and hopes to resolve the trade dispute between America and its closest neighbors. Earlier this year, President Trump hit Mexico and Canada with tariffs on their steel and aluminum products.
This is an agreement that, first and foremost, benefits working people, something of great importance to all 3 of us here today.
Make no mistake, we will stand up for our workers and fight for their families and their communities. And Donald, it's all the more reason why we need to keep working to remove the tariffs on steel and aluminum between our countries.
The new agreement is said to create the most change in the automotive sector. This comes in the wake of the recent announcement from General Motors that they will be closing plants in Canada and the U.S., which Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says is a heavy blow.
Coming up, if you've ever driven on the east side of campus during rush hour, you know how congested it is. Well, hopefully change is coming.
Also, an MSU team just received $1.5 million donation. We'll have those stories and more coming up after the break. Welcome back. With the help of online shopping, people from all over the world will be able to help support small businesses in Lansing. Samantha Bassarico talked to local owners who are participating.
Lansing is home to many small businesses, and now will reach a larger market, all with eBay.
It's a platform that I've never really sold on before.
Sweetless Boutique sits on the corner in downtown Mason.
I've never really sold on before, so I thought I would reach a whole new customer base.
Now with Lansing's new partnership with eBay, shoppers can get clothes straight off the racks online.
I've sold things just from my website from people across the country, but it's me promoting it, so this is nice to have eBay kind of on my side and helping to promote my stuff as well.
Now she thinks eBay will help her even more.
I love these.
It's all part of a program called the eBay's Retail Revival Program.
I've been having more sales on eBay, and it's to people that are not in Michigan, so it's nice that I'm able to reach new customers, and then I can help promote my website through the new customers that I'm reaching.
Sweetless Boutique isn't the only local business to take advantage of the Retail Revival Program.
The main reason that we thought it would be the most useful is we're in the process of converting to an e-commerce store ourselves. We're switching software programs and slowly beginning to build an e-commerce site. So the eBay program was kind of like a segue.
The program is bringing the world to Lansing. In Lansing, Samantha Bassarico, Focal Point News.
Akron, Ohio was the first city to join the Retail Revival Program, and Lansing is the second. The program lasts for 12 months to help grow their businesses online for e-commerce.
2 groups at MSU received major donations this week, one from a well-known alumnus and the other from an anonymous source.
Plus, there's a new police chief in town. Kayla Hinton has these stories and more in our campus report.
Yes, Andrew and Shelby, this is huge for the university. A new MSU police chief has been appointed, and she is paving the way for future women. After a 2-month search, interim president John Engler has announced Deputy Chief Kelly Roadbush as the 5th chief and first woman to hold the position. Effective January 1st, the Department veteran will replace Chief Jim Dunlap, who has been with the unit since 1969. We've all heard the term "go green," but it's not just something we say as a greeting. It also is exactly what the university is doing. Focal Point's Milan Rebels has the story.
Michigan State is known for its Go Green, Go White chant, but the university is actually going green and its efforts aren't going unnoticed.
The Student Organic Farm is an organic farm associated with the university that focuses a lot on teaching, and that is through our organic farm.
But before the university can teach sustainability and different ways to meet the needs of this generation without compromising future generations, the Director of Sustainability's team is on a mission to share the university's success in a way that we can all understand.
We've done a lot, but we don't talk about it in a comprehensive way so that people really understand and can embrace it with us.
Before Michigan State's sustainability efforts were recognized on a national scale, they were recognized right here in East Lansing by its community first.
I think they do a good job of telling us to recycle.
And even though Amy Butler took over as director a few months ago, she and her team already have a goal in mind.
Really let not only the students and the faculty and the staff of Michigan State, but all our community partners and even globally know the really extensive impacts that MSU is having in global sustainability.
Students looking to support the university's efforts to create a more sustainable and environmentally friendly community can join various groups such as the Organic Farm, recycle in their dorms or at the Surplus Center, or even ride bikes and make use of the free transit system. In East Lansing, I'm Milan Rebels, Focal Point News.
The Student Organic Farm stand sits in front of the auditorium during the warmer seasons on Thursdays and has been around since 2005. Traveling to and from Michigan State University via Hagedorn Road during peak hours has been frustrating drivers for years, until last week when a new road opened east of the MSU campus. Focal Point's Gloria Nzeka has more on how commuters are finally feeling some relief.
So to get to our parking lot, you had to cross over Fee Road. So this is a great improvement.
A great improvement for those who commute through MSU's campus daily.
Yeah, it's good.
Emily Anderson is just one of the many MSU employees who've had to deal with traffic jams on Hagedorn Road for many years.
Oh my word, yes, especially, you know, at the busy times at lunchtime or getting out at the end of the day.
Plans to fix this traffic problem began years ago.
There was a concept, there was a rough idea of what was going to happen. It was around 6 to 10 years ago.
But it's last week that the new Fee Road was completed and open for traffic.
The access to Hagedorn Road was unsafe and slow.
David Wilbur and Andy Lindbo are MSU architects who worked on this project.
Right now, it is working well. People seem to be grasping the new concept.
Fee Road provides a second entrance to MSU via Hagedorn, reducing traffic congestion and making pedestrian crossing safer.
I come in from Hazlitt every day into work here at MSU, and I take that route and absolutely love it.
The project is not completely done. Traffic lights won't be activated until they are connected to the nearby railroad traffic system.
So that's what we're waiting on right now, is for the railroad to get those sensors put in and connect to the lights. Then we can make the lights actually work.
Yeah, this is just a fantastic improvement.
In East Lansing, I'm Gloria Nzeka, Focal Point News.
The $11 million project is a partnership between MSU, the City of East Lansing, and MDOT. There is no debate that $1.5 million would help in a lot of ways. That's how much money MSU's debate team has today after an anonymous donation. All we know is that the massive donation comes from an alumni couple. This timely holiday gift to the team is its largest gift ever received. So what does that money go to?
It helps a lot because it'll help with travel costs, it'll help with student scholarships, I think, is one of the biggest things that this donation will specifically be used for.
This donation ensures that the debate team, who competes on a national level, will enjoy the funding support necessary to keep the program going through the foreseeable future. This time of the year is best known for gift giving, and a distinguished MSU alum made sure to show her holiday spirit. Jamel Hill, this year's National Association of Black Journalists Journalist of the Year, donated $2,000 to the MSU chapter of the NABJ. The funds will help 40 members of the organization travel to the NABJ convention this summer in Miami.
We're very thankful that she cares enough to want to see us, succeed and go far. So we really appreciate it.
The MSU Surplus Store had a one-stop shop today featuring unique Spartan-made items.
We lose about 300 trees a year.
On a campus known for its natural beauty,
Storm damage, construction, pest diseases.
one MSU organization is making sure that beauty stays here, and this store is helping.
Shop Everything MSU is just an event where the Surplus Store tries to gather vendors from all over campus, a nice wide variety.
When the garage doors opened this morning, hundreds of people wanted to be the first at coasters, chairs, and even an oar.
I've personally paddled 350 miles with one of these.
This year has been much bigger than in the past.
And some people have advice for the newcomers.
I've learned at the Surplus Store, whether it's today or regular shopping, if you think about it, you grab it.
MSU Shadows repurposes trees on campus to make art.
Everything from MSU Shadows collection is derived from trees from here on campus.
Daniel Brown and all of his students do the milling and drying through the forestry department.
Paper grinders. They're made from campus.
Besides this collection, 11 other MSU vendors showed off their wares, all of it benefiting the beauty here.
We had trees that grew on campus. We loved them. People sat underneath them. There was marriage proposals underneath some of these trees, and they died.
Normally, the dead trees will be used for mulch or as a biofuel, but in this case, they'll live again.
It is truly a dream job. People just kind of light up when they see, because it's a very unique product.
We love Michigan State much better than that other Michigan school.
And Daniel hopes one day his students will remember the work.
Bring their children or maybe their grandchildren back to the college and see work that they've done.
All of the profits made today from MSU Shadows will go towards planting new trees and educational programs. 3 MSU organizations team up to show the Lansing community they don't just serve campus. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity, Iota Phi Theta Fraternity, and National Association of Black Journalists collaborated today to make Christmas cards for a nonprofit organization called Homeless Angels. Their mission is to help those who are less fortunate. The organizations were excited to help out a good cause.
I think it's important to do just because the organization themselves can have just extra things to give the people that come to their shelter to show that the community thinks about them and cares about them. It's important on our side as organizations on MSU's campus to try to reach out to our community that surrounds us and show them that we're not just involved in our MSU campus but in East Lansing, the city as well.
The cards will be dropped off next week. With holiday season right around the corner, a shop in Lansing might be able to satisfy your shopping needs while you support makers and the local economy. The Lansing Art Gallery and Education Center is hosting their holiday exhibition. The Michigan-made holiday art showcases emerging artists and makers. The gallery has been encouraging and supporting Michigan natives for 50 years. You can see their products as the museum in North Washington Square in Lansing.
We reinstall our entire space as sort of like a Michigan-made boutique where we bring in over 100 artists and makers, some of them from MSU, some of them from East Lansing, but all over the state of Michigan.
With the holidays sneaking up rapidly, this is a good way to find some unique gifts. And that's what's happening on campus. I'm Kayla Hinton.
The snow has fallen, but that isn't stopping the MSU soccer team from staying strong.
Focal Point Samantha Bassarico joins us at the sports desk with a preview.
That's right, Shelby. The season is coming to an end, but the team's efforts aren't. We'll look at how they're doing after the break. Welcome back to Focal Point. I'm Samantha Bassarico. With college basketball season in full swing, the MSU men's and women's team have had a busy couple of weeks, including a Big Ten tournament win for the men at the Las Vegas Invitational last weekend. And while the men just beat Rutgers 78-67, they traveled to Louisville earlier in the week for the annual ACC Big Ten Challenge. Cardinal fans had plenty to be happy about early. Ryan McMahon steps into 3 and sinks it to put the Cards up 12 at the roaring KFC Yum Center. But here comes Michigan State in the second half. Cassius Winston with a nice pass to Kyle Arns for a jam. His 15 points were a career high. Later, Foster Lawyer finds Josh Langford for 2. Spartans regain the lead. MSU struggled at the free throw line late, giving Louisville one last chance at the buzzer. But McMahon's shot doesn't go, and we head to overtime. And that's where the Spartans just fell short. Jordan Wera regains a lead that the Cards would hang on to. Louisville notches an 82-78 upset of the Spartans. Langford knows that this team lost this one from the start.
We just need to come out to play, at the beginning of the game, and in order for us to, especially win on the road, you got to come out and play. Everybody gonna give us their best shot, and Louisville's a great team, and they came out and they punched us in the mouth.
The women's team also played in the Big Ten ACC Challenge this week with 3 key players out with injuries. Defense created offense in the first. Freshman Nia Clouden took the steal all the way to score the game's first points. Spartans never gave up that lead. More solid defense leads to a wild layup from the Cavs. Tara McCutcheon running the break as she does so well. Spins, it kicks it to Jenna Allen for 3. Drills it. She shot 10 for 12 and was 25-4 Spartans after 10 minutes. Just before halftime, Tori Osment finds McCutcheon on a 3, but no. But how about freshman Kayla Bellis with the offensive board and the reverse layup? She had just 12 for her second game of the year. Now a crazy sequence. Allen hits the floor, somehow finds Madrika Cook to Nia Holly, to McCutcheon, back to Holly for the layup and the foul. Michigan State rolls to a 91-66 win over Virginia. Susie Merchant's team improves to a 5-1 after that red-hot start.
We had to do what we had to do, and I thought our kids were pretty blue-collar today, and I thought it started from the tip.
That's kind of our main goal when we got there, is to throw the first punch. And if they throw the first punch, we got to punch back.
The Spartan women look to extend their winning streak to 3 against Texas Southern on Sunday. Michigan State football battled with Rutgers this past Saturday in the final game of the regular season. It was senior day for 18 Spartans. A special one for Kari Willis, who played as a true freshman on the college football playoff team in 2015 and was a key part in last year's 10-win rebound season. Rutgers tried to spoil the day, though. They took the lead early on this touchdown pass from Giovanni Roscigno, but Michigan State would respond in the second. Rocky Lombardi finds Matt Sokol for the touchdown pass. Special moment for the senior as the Spartans tie it at 7. Rutgers would kick a field goal in the fourth to go up 10-7, but with 4 minutes left, Cody White comes up big. He gets the ball on the end around and takes it 22 yards to the house for the score. MSU gets the win on senior day 14-10. They finish the year at 7-5, and the seniors get their moment to kiss the Spartan helmet. Michael Epps has the post-game reaction from Spartan Stadium.
It's been the same story all season long. The defense did its job, but the offensive struggles continued. This game, though, wasn't about a win or a loss. It was about honoring those 18 seniors who walked through the tunnel for their final time.
It was very, very emotional. It was very, very surreal, just to know that something you've been doing for the last 4 years, something you love, something you embrace, you won't be able to do it anymore.
Just an unbelievable feeling. So much gratitude, for Coach Antonio allowing me to play here, giving me the privilege to play here. It's changed my life, changed, all of our seniors' lives for the better.
Words can't even describe it. The way that they have been leaders to me, picked me up throughout everything, the way they showed me the Spartan way and how to be a Spartan dog. All my shout outs to my seniors, everybody, just for showing me the way.
Now all that's left for the Spartans is to wait and see which bowl game they'll be playing in come December. From Spartan Stadium, I'm Michael Epps.
The Spartans bowl game destination most likely is the state of Florida. Many experts have MSU taking the Outback Bowl in Tampa or the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville. Another action going on right now, Spartan hockey is in the midst of their first game in a home-and-home series against rival team Michigan at Munn Ice Arena. MSU is up 4-3 in the third. Now let's switch gears from the ice to the pitch. It may be the end of November, but the MSU soccer team has found themselves in the Elite Eight, hosting a match they didn't expect. Focal Point's Andrew Burkle has a preview.
Earlier this season, when the grass was still green. The soccer team believed it was chemistry that helped them to their best start in 44 years.
There's a lot to like. I mean, I just love coming to practice every day. There's a lot of different personalities, a lot of different talents, and it's just a great group to be around.
Now, the weather has changed. The chemistry is still there, and the team is still playing.
I love them. They're my brothers. We've been through ups and downs. It's been a roller coaster of my 4 years, and we're ready to just finish strong.
It doesn't really feel like soccer season anymore, but that doesn't make it any less thrilling for the MSU soccer team.
It's an exciting time to be playing December 1st. The weather's a little chilly, but we're grateful to be continuing playing and be one of 8 teams in the country still playing.
Boy, is it cold out here, but that's not going to stop Michigan State soccer from hosting their Elite 8 matchup with James Madison on Saturday here at DeMartin Stadium.
We have that saying, defend DeMartin, and we played first round against UIC and didn't really expect to be back.
I think they'll relish the opportunity to, play in front of a home crowd. I do think there's been quite a buzz. So.
The Spartans have been here before, 4 times in the last 6 years, but they haven't made the Final Four since 1968. Coming back to DeMartin Stadium, their confidence is soaring.
Yeah, definitely. Second Elite 8 in 2 years, ready to get past this barrier and do better than last year.
It's not like any other game. Your season can end. So I think the players are playing that nice edge, that nice line where they know there's a lot at stake, but you still got to be able to relax and execute.
Even in this weather. In East Lansing, Andrew Burkle, Focal Point News.
The Elite 8 matchup is set for a 5 o'clock kickoff tomorrow at DeMartin Stadium. That's what's happening in sports. I'm Samantha Bassarico.
Thanks, Sam. It's a great time to bundle up and head over to the theaters.
2 new movies are opening this weekend. Focal Point's Gretchen Naruse has a preview in this week's Movie Minute.
Dad, what's up? I love you. That's the first time you've ever told me that.
Hitting the theaters today is Head Full of Honey, which is about a man who is suffering from Alzheimer's disease.
Are you looking for someone, Grandpa?
We will see the sun and fly. Where's Grandma? Have you?
While his family tries to get him help from doctors, he and his granddaughter embark on one last adventure together.
You gave me no hair.
What you are doing for your grandfather is extraordinary.
Justin from Santa's workshop.
Blanson announced his retirement late last night.
Did you hear that, Hazel? This is my chance to prove I'm just as good as any stinking reindeer.
And just in time for the holiday season is Elliot the littlest reindeer. Elliot is a horse who competes against other reindeer when Santa announces he needs a replacement because one of his reindeer suddenly retired.
I'd have a shot at making Santa's team, I just know it.
You're doing it! And that, ladies and goats, is why Santa's always used reindeer.
This fun and friendly animation film is great for all families who want to kick off the holiday season in the right way.
You can do this!
That's all for your Movie Minute update. For Focal Point News, I'm Gretchen Naruse.
Tonight, the annual Toys for Tots fundraiser is underway nationwide, but this year, the organization finds itself struggling to overcome the loss of the biggest corporate donor, Toys R Us.
Focal Point's Tatiana Hemphill shows us how one group is helping to collect the toys and how one family is counting on them for a special Christmas.
If we're just able to make a difference in one kid's life this Christmas, that's worth it to us.
Michigan State Police trainees have been collecting donations for Toys for Tots to help make sure no child goes without a Christmas this year.
Even as small as our contribution is in comparison to 500,000 toys, I think even if one more family or 2 more families get help based on the toys that we were able to give, then that's a huge impact.
With the closing of Toys R Us, the Toys for Tots Foundation had to find ways to replace millions in corporate dollars and more than 500,000 toys. The police trainees are hoping to make even a small dent.
With the Michigan State Police, that's what our job is to do, is to serve the community and be there for them.
Yeah, whatever they need, I usually provide that for them.
And people like Erica Ross,
You going for a walk, baby?
hope those donations will give her brothers a Christmas they haven't had in many years.
Times have been a little bit rougher this year, so I applied to Toys for Tots. Don't know if I got approved, but hopefully that will work.
With Erica's parents' divorce, it's been especially hard on her family.
My dad's not in the picture anymore, so it's kind of hard just having my mom's income with 3 kids.
So she's trying to help her mother out.
His family is the biggest thing that we have in this life, and it just brings us all together.
Erica is an MSU senior, but also takes care of her 2 little brothers.
I guess without Toys for Tots, I won't be able to actually give them like a few presents each. I only have to be able to give them like 1 each, and that just doesn't seem like a jolly Christmas to me.
A spokesperson for the Toys for Tots says the organization is about delivering a message of hope to the less fortunate. And this year, Erica wants to give her siblings a Christmas they will remember. In East Lansing, I'm Tatiana Hemphill, Focal Point News.
To apply, pick up a gift, or find distribution locations, visit toysfortots.org and enter your state to find your local campaign. Wow, what a great story.
Yeah, that is so awesome to see kids have a great Christmas.
It really makes me miss my little brother. But that's all we have for tonight. I'm Shelby Sacco.
I'm Andrew Burkle. Thank you for joining us.